Hello my fellow creators and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yvette and I am part of the Not2Shabby Shop design team. Today I wanted to play with this month's stamp and die of the month. So this is the Party Animals stamp set and coordinating dies. And so I did go ahead and stamp and color my images, also cut out my papers. And what I've decided to do was use the Sheetload of Cards sketch from March of 2020. If you saw my channel earlier this month, you saw that this was one of the favorites from this month's Sheetloads. We're going back and looking at old Sheetload sketches that are going to go into the vault. So this was the favorite I played with. So I decided to make cards using that sketch. So I brought in some craft card bases and I stamped my images using some of my Gina K Designs. It's dark chocolate ink instead of using black ink. And then I used two previous releases of pattern papers. So I used the Let's Have S'mores pattern paper as well as the Outdoor Adventures pattern papers. Now I'll be sure to link to the Not2Shabby Shop in the description box below, as well as to any of the products that are still available. So let's get started putting our cards together. So I did cut out all my pieces and I colored my images. Oops, I'm missing an image. There it is. And that way I can just put the cards together with you. So let's get started. Actually, first what I'm going to do is put together my focal points so that I have everything ready to assemble. So let me get my glue here. And I stamped the images on some cream colored cardstock I had in my stash. I thought I would go a little different. Instead of using white, I went with the cream color, and I did that for all of my images. And then I stamped and die cut every single image in the set. I think I'm going to pop up our little tiger using some foam tape just to give it a little bit of added dimension. So let's add him on there. Now I hope everyone's new year has been filled with fun and excitement. I know we always try and change things up, you know, set new goals and all of that fun stuff. But, you know, don't forget that you made it through 2024. So you did something right. At least that's what I think. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add the sentiments. And I did use one of the critters. So I'm going to use one for each of the cards. Let me try and get these on here. And I think I'll pop up each of the critters. That'll give the card a little bit of dimension. Just to have a little bit of added interest, right? So let me add some foam tape to our little bear. Here we go. So friends, let me know if you had any New Year's resolutions. I personally don't make New Year's resolutions because in my mind, if I want to achieve something, I can set that goal any time of the year. I don't need to wait for the new year. So that's what I do. I mean, there have been exceptions. I had one year where I made it was not a resolution as much as a crafty goal of not spending for that year. And I did manage to do well on that goal. And that was back in 2022, I think it was. So I did well on that goal. All right, let's get a little bit of tape behind that other little bunny ear. All right. Trying to be more mindful of not adding an abundance of foam tape. Okay, so this will be our little focal point for this one. Okay, and then last but not least, now I know this is a panda, and I'm going to add some detail with my white gel pen, you know, just so the little panda doesn't look quite so stark there. And I'll probably go back and add that on our other little critters as well, once I've completed putting our cards together. Okay, let's get this attached. And this was some really um, inexpensive cream cardstock I got at Michael's, so it's not a very thick cardstock, but you know, in a pinch, it will do. All right, let's add some foam tape to our little panda here. Let's see there. Alrighty. And I'm adding a little bit extra foam tape, even though my goal is not to use too much, because this is such a lightweight cardstock. I don't want it to bend. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's cute. Okay, so now we can start to put our cards together. So let me get all my card bases lined up here, and I have my focal points set up to coordinate with each of the pattern papers I want it to go with. So we'll start with this card. And I made a bit of an adaptation to that sketch. On the sketch, the piece that goes across the middle is actually supposed to go at a diagonal. But because I wanted to make my paper stretch and make it work with the scraps I had, because I'm using only scraps from those pattern paper pads that I showed you. I'm making it go straight across instead of at a diagonal. But you know, that sketches are meant to be used as a jumping off point. So I think it's okay to do that. Alrighty, then we will add, oh, I didn't trim this down. Let me trim this one down. So this, I'm going to trim down to 3/4. I forgot when I was grabbing my scraps to trim these pieces down. All right. And then that'll go on some craft cardstock, and it'll go across the middle. Right here. And I'm also, guys, trying to be mindful of staying in camera. Sometimes I get so focused on crafting and playing with all these fun goodies that I get real close to myself and I get out of view of the camera. That's cute, right? And then our little, I didn't check to see that this was going to be the right level. There we go. I'll check on the next one. Now I am having fun with these goodies from the Not2Shabby Shop. I mean, Jamie does such a good job of coordinating papers and images. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Okay, let's do our next one. And I'm going to play just a little bit of music as I put the rest of my cards together. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alrighty friends, there are my 4 completed cards using this month's stamp and die of the month from the Not2Shabby Shop. So this is the Party Animals stamp set and coordinating dies. And I used also the March 2020 Sheetload of Cards sketch from Call Me Crafty Al. I think they turned out pretty cute, don't you? Thanks for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye.